And when you see white caps here in the bay behind me, check that out. You know the winds are coming from the north, and it's going to be very, very dangerous. This is a two-part series, the only two-part series of the entire year. Points from round one accumulate with points from round two to determine who the world champions are. If you like high-flying action, if you like seeing boats launch off the waves, don't you dare touch that dial, because we're talking hot action. And speaking of action, let's check out the action from round one right now.
A top-notch field of 10 superboats took part in that first round, Stan, and it was a very exciting race.
Oh, it certainly was. Sloppy Joe's #1, Drambuie on ice. I mean, the competition was so hot and heavy. You see the rooster tails right now as they accelerate those massive power boats.
They're coming out of the harbor on that shortened course that you talked about. Look at the spectator fleet, and look at the helicopters. We've got one whale of a crowd for a midweek round one.
And look at the tremendous acceleration as we hop on board the boat I was just talking about. Big Thunder Marine, extremely special. Why is it so special? It has 4 massive 1,000 horsepower engines inside.
And Big Thunder, seemingly with a slingshot start, is out into the rough water.
Good one, Bob, good one.
Oh, they're whooping it up. Keith Holmes and Bob Morgan, they like the start they got, but Jim, just like you said, it appears that they may have just slingshot it past the others. We'll have to wait and see what John Carbonell does about that.
They built a sizable lead over Drambuie, the #4 boat here, with Forrest Barber and John Tomlinson handling the throttles. They're currently riding in second place, and we're inside the Drambuie right now.
Ooh, you can tell how rough it is already. Those waves are really building up there towards turn one. Now, Jaws is doing very, very well, and these boats are 46 feet in length. They're extremely heavy, and you can see the pounding they're taking already.
Jaws out of Cleveland, Ohio, currently running third on the first day of action.
I think we got some problem on the left side. The tack's stuck on 7,000. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It seems that the pace proved too much, and Jaws, as we listen to the cockpit conversation, that's where they broke down.
Yeah, they sure did. He said 7,000. That thing was just about a red line. They were just letting it all hang out for the World Championships.
Then we witnessed one of the greatest superboat racing battles of all time. Drambuie fought all race long against that Alcone boat, and together they began reeling in Big Thunder.
For lap after lap, they've battled out. They've done this, Jim, all year long, these two teams.
Look at the Drambuie on the right, and here is Alcone currently second.
Whoa.
Does he launch off that wave? Holy cow, hang on.
And now Drambuie's slingshots past Alcone, back and forth, bow to bow, stern to stern, all race long.
The power in Drambuie is not as powerful as the Big Thunder, who has 4 engines and out in front.
That's right, they're down horsepower, but they have put blowers, superchargers on the Drambuie for this race, and you can see it has definitely helped this boat accelerate. And I tell you what, the throttle man really earned his keep today, having to work those throttles back and forth.
Looking from the stern of the Drambuie, there's the Alcone to the left. Look at the battle they are having. That last lap was a wild race. Look at the Alcone to the right, passing the Drambuie, and here they come. Whoa! The
Oh, my goodness, oh, no.
I saw it. He went once. I just thought he was going to recover. He didn't. Alcone is spun out.
Let's check out the replay of this, Jim, in slow motion. This is phenomenal here. They catch a wave, that cat goes up, it packs air, and they just goes right over and barrel rolls.
And our cameras inside take you for that ride. And the Drambuie also more rough water than they wanted to handle. All this played to Big Thunder's advantage.
We just won, yep.
Big Thunder, the winner, and a well-earned victory.
It was rough out there. I'll tell you what, we loved it. We put it to Alcone and Drambuie, and they can say whatever they want, but we slowed down the last 2 laps just trying to hold our stuff together, and they took the bait, thought we were broke, and we just nailed them as we came across the last moles there.
Keith, already the SBI officials have come by and said that some of the boats are complaining you guys got a tremendous start, but now they're saying they want to put you in the back of the pack for round 2.
Well, we were right fair and square on the start. We did a heck of a job, and Bob timed the throttles right, and we hit it when we nailed the start is what it was, and the boat's got so much tremendous acceleration, it just took off like a shotgun.
And what was the story on that incredible incident for the Alcone boat? Jim caught up with Matt Alcone to find out.
Second year in a row, break your boat in round 1.
Well, you know, we're starting our own tradition. Just as long as we land right side up this year like we did, and we didn't have to swim, I consider it a good day. We saw a Big Thunder right there, and we knew we had the power, so we pulled up next to him, and we only had a couple of 1,000 yards more to race, so we couldn't let up on the throttles, and we just tried to hang on and make it through, and the last rogue wave that could have got us did.
As it turned out, Alcone's boat was damaged beyond immediate repair, so in today's race we have some changes. Alcone will now take over the hull that Reggie Fountain raced on the first day with the Alcone engines now installed.
And the Drambuie boat is back, having arrived just this morning. Notice the primer paint on the hull, fresh out of a Miami repair shop. Here's how the point standing shuffled out after that wild first day with the top three boats, Big Thunder, Drambuie on ice, Alcone, and you can see the rest of the teams. Another great crowd ahead. Look on top of the Ocean Key, one of our camera crews. He's perched up there to get a bird's eye view. Lots of people here. We're jammed. The race is about to begin. We'll be back in a moment. ESPN Speed World coverage of the Cigarette Superboat World Championship is brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key West, come as you are, the Cigarette Racing Team, the offshore legend, and by Featherlight Trailers, the official racing trailer of Superboat International.
As the boats continue to go out to the milling area, let's update you on some of the action in the other classes from race one, starting with the Superboat Limited class. Tremendous run by Billy Moff and Joey Impressia in the WHM Motorsports number 5. They led every single lap. And Jim, they ran as high as 5th overall. Amazing.
Not bad at all. While one of the international competitors, Arasaki, they ran 2nd in class before eventually retiring. That's a kind of a exotic looking design on that hull.
Very unique boat. And there's how they stacked up. Number 1, WHM Mercury. Great run. And Arasaki, of course, finishing 2nd in Superboat Limited.
On the first day of the Super V class, well, V1 Popeyes, Dominic Visconsi and Jimmy Dyke. Very quick, running with the bigger boats all day long.
Oh, this fountain hull extremely fast. They did a great job. Popeye and Triple X Muscle in on 2nd place. And USA Team Scarab took a very nice 3rd.
And here's a change. The V76 Pier 57 fountain boat, Jeff Harris and Art Lilly, has moved up and will run as a superboat today, taking over the place of Reggie Fountain's boat that Team Alcone took over.
That is interesting. And in the modified class, this boat dominated. It's called Heavy Metal, and it was a heavy hitter all day long. They finished in 1st place. Defender was 2nd.
And to the Pro 1 category, P71 High Risk battled the Mercury boat with Nicky Cutro all day, tooth and nail, but they came out on top.
And all kinds of boats in C class, but when the smoke cleared, the spray settled, it was Bull on the beach taking the top honors.
In the stock class, it's Primeco, the winner in round 1, followed by Bodyguard, Barracuda, and the rest of the field.
And those little boats took a heck of a pounding. In Factory 3, it was F3-1 Team Boathouse Motion. Great run for those guys.
The orange smoke is being displayed. This 2-race format, a real challenge. Stan is down with Superboat President John Carbonell as this race is about to begin.
SBI President John Carbonell. John, another great event, but as almost always, the weather's really picked up, which makes for exciting racing.
Definitely does, and that's why they say if you win the World Championship in Key West, you're the true world champion.
It's so rough, in fact, John, that you actually had to pull the course in a little bit because they're looking at seas of 6 to 8 feet, but to compensate for that, make it more fan conducive, you've added laps.
That's right. We feel that the rough water will slow up the boats out there and will give us the opportunity to do more laps.
And now the first wave of boats come down for the start of race number 2. Here they go. You can see the rooster tail starting the ride. The funnels are going forward, and we're off and running.
And we are on board, number 5, WHM Motorsports. Looking off the stern there, Billy Moff, Joey Pressure. They won their class in round 1. Can they do it again? We'll find out.
On board now with Jaws as they pass WHM. Look at that fleet.
Oh, tremendous acceleration. This is a beautiful sight here. This is what SBI offshore racing is all about, ladies and gentlemen.
Alcone is out on top right now momentarily. And now let's see if Jaws is going to sneak out there. Jaws is doing a fine job. We're on board WHM once again. We're heading for that rough water. Look at the view of the pilot.
WHM trying to maintain some clear, clean water, but it's getting so congested they're having a hard time doing it. They're going to eat somebody's rooster tail, and they just did it.
Oh my! Look at Drambuie, right in between two rooster tails, coming up in relatively smooth water as long as he stays where he's at. On board the Jaws as he slows down to pass Alcone and the Drambuie.
Who did you see the fountain boat scoot by on the left side? Oh, look, there goes Drambuie.
Tell me how my fuel pressure is.
You got 100 pounds and you got your low pressures on?
Yes, sir.
All right, I got Morgan on the outside of me.
Okay.
Out of the cockpit of Jaws, and they've just dropped out of the race as we look on high. Look at this turn one. What an array and a battle for first.
And turn one is where they call it the wall, because once you make this turn, you just hit a wall of water. Cross currents right here. It gets very shallow, then it gets very deep, and it's very, very confusing seas. You see Drambuie on the top right of your screen already starting to bounce, and here's our second start of round 2 competition.
Always a beautiful start here at Key West, coming out of the harbor and heading down the checkpoint 1. Everybody on their feet. Look at these boats.
This is modified Factory 3 and Offshore Sea catamarans that are extremely quick, and these boats are smaller than the first wave, so I look for more hull action from these boats in this big water.
Anthony Izzo, early step, inside the cockpit with them. Back to the leaders, and our final wave of boats will be coming up shortly, but look at our leaders battling.
And that's Alcone in that Reggie Fountain boat. He put his power, those huge supercharged motors in that boat, and it's screaming. And now our third and final stop. These are the smallest boats of the fleet, stock class, and they are, I mean, these boats can go 100 miles an hour, Jim. They're only 30 feet in length. They got to be very, very daring to be out here today.
Our leaders come along the shore. Big Thunder, who slingshotted in round 1, and that's not condoned by the SBI, had to start it back to back, but he's making his move. We'll be back in a moment. Jim Hendrick along with Stan Lane back here at Truman Annex and Race Village in beautiful Key West, Florida. Lots of racing, and we go back to the action.
On board with Alcone and their brand new boat, which is the Fountain boat with Alcone power. Now look, Jim, on the left, on his port side, he's being passed as we speak by Drambuie on ice as they go into this turn. Oh, tremendous racing in the super boat class. And now on the starboard side, I'm being told by our helicopter that they're about to be passed by Big Thunder. Now you see the boat. Unbelievable, almost being cut off now. Jim talked with Team Alcone a little earlier.
A brand new boat, 2 different boats and 2 different rounds. The Alcone team, of course, is going to challenge today. Now, this is a new boat.
Yeah, you know, I've never even driven this boat, so it's going to be fun. The analogy I'd give you, if you play golf and you step up to the tee and your friend lends you his driver and you have a chance to swing away, it's a lot of fun. So we're going to be swinging away with Reggie's driver here.
All right, now, you broke the boat. You almost broke your throttle man. Jerry, what happened?
Well, I guess when we were doing our flipping or whatever we were doing, Jim, I came out a little bit behind the boat, I guess. And but I'm going to be okay. I'm going to give it 110%. And, again, thanks for Reggie. We're going to show these guys what the Team Alcone's all about.
Well, Alcone's not doing too badly. They're lapping at over 125 miles per hour. First time in this boat, and that is commendable.
While Alcone is currently in 3rd place, the battle for the lead between Drambuie on the left and the 4-engine Big Thunder on the right has been incredible. They're almost deck to deck, almost side by side. What a battle these guys are doing.
Where we need to be. We can just stalk the whole race. You know that? What? We can stalk them the whole race. Stay right beside them. They can't beat us. Easy. Yeah. This is where you've been now.
An incredible battle on the water. It's incredible that the Drambuie boat is even out there.
I mean, just finishing on Wednesday was an accomplishment, and I tell you, our team has knocked themselves out for the last 40 hours to get this boat together, and if nothing else, we're certainly the winners in that department.
Look at the pounding that boat is taking, Stan.
And you heard Bob Morgan on Big Thunder caution Key to take that turn number 1 carefully. That's a wicked turn.
Checking in further back, Sloppy Joe's and WHM battle. They're making a sandwich. around the S-18 Barracuda.
A fiberglass sandwich, if you will, as these boats are screaming now upwards of 135 miles an hour on the back straight.
These two boats are battling back and forth for fourth overall.
Yeah, Sloppy Joe's had a rough time in race number 1. They want to correct those problems today in race number 2.
Look at that stern shot. Water all over the camera. It is a rough race. These guys are going to earn their win today. Anyone who takes the checker flag stands up in my book, Stan.
From our helicopter view, you see these huge waters. These are big rollers, but what is so dangerous here, as you know, Jim, are the holes you see, or perhaps you don't see them in time here in Key West.
Sloppy Joe's Art Gerard is playing today, although he's hurt, and Stan was with him earlier.
Team Sloppy Joe's in round 1. You guys weren't that fortunate, and Art, you weren't that fortunate either. You hurt your back.
Yeah, we come down pretty hard. We went flying for a minute. I thought the boat was an airplane, and we come down pretty hard. And I think I'll be okay, but if not, we've got a backup plan. Raul Boisel, the car racer, will be taking my place, but hopefully I'll be able to drive.
Be rest assured that he is driving. Art Gerard is in that cockpit as we look at the Pier 57. And Jeff Harris and Art Lilly giving it a battle, moving up in class today in the Superboat division.
And speaking of Superboat division, in 6th place, struggling somewhat today, is Team Riveted, the aluminum boat, almost being passed now, and they are being passed by 2 C-class boats. And a new team, number 7, Team Jaguar, afraid not. 4 wily competitors in that boat. Jim talked to all of them a little earlier.
Key West World Championships sometimes make strange bedfellows. The Afraid Not team is the national champions in A, Jaguar in the Super Limited. They've combined not only horsepower, hull, but also personnel in the boat. Jack Clark, what's it all about?
Well, I throttle the boat. We stepped up the horsepower from open motors into blower engines, 1471 blowers. We combined the reprids with Dave over here at the wheel, me on the throttles, my son John, and Jim Madden also in the boat. That's the crew, and we're combining all our reprids and teams and the crew and everything else for this.
All right, Dave, now do you supervise this power change?
Yeah, absolutely. We got together with Jack and John. We were going to either run open or super class, and I like to have as much horsepower on the boat as we possibly can, so we stepped it up and put some super boat motors in there, and we think we'll have a great day. We're going to get out there and rock and roll the big boys and see what happens.
The leaders are still tightly bunched. Drambuie and Big Thunder hammering it out. Don't you make a move. We'll be right back.
Back here in beautiful Key West, the racing continues, and let's check in with the other classes. Leading in the Super V class since the start, and 6th overall is the V1, who is the national champion. He gets to wear that one. Popeyes, Dominic Visconsi, and Jim Dyke. They're making their turn right now. It's a deep V hull, really riding beautiful in this really rough water. Stan Lane was with the Popeyes team prior to the start of the race.
1999 SBI national champions, rapidly, if all goes well, closing in on the world championship. A victory in round 1, Jim, but it's really rough out there today.
It's very rough out there today, and we're going to be a little bit conservative as normal and get some laps under our belt and come on in and see what the muscle guys are doing. They're our main competition today.
Their rivals, the V2 XXX Muscle, Bruce Trudlick, David Branch, David Hunter, their hatches are open. They've dropped out. They're through for the day.
Well, 2nd in class and 8th overall is V4 USA Team Scarab, Joe Hamilton, John Burton, and of course Fred Hope doing a good job as they battle a modified boat. Heavy Metal, let's jump on board right now with Heavy Metal.
Heavy Metal makes the pass. He's 8th overall and 1st in the modified class here in round 2. In offshore sea, an ongoing battle between the C-25 Extractor and the C-7 Bull on the beach.
And let's not forget C1 Dunkin' Donuts Elf. They're right in there too. They're side by side. Tremendous race in C.
Much like the Battle of Round 1, these 3 boats are in contention. Anyone could be the world champion in the C class. Meanwhile, The battle for the stock class between the S1 Haviline Racing, Alan Butler, Wiley Nagler, battling with the S69 Bodyguard with Al Falla and Jeff Dindo. They're in second place. They were second in round number 1.
And round number 1 winner, S31 Primeco. You see him headed your way right now. Doug Kelly, of course, Gary below. They're running third in class, but if they stay there, they'll win because a first and a third will be 2 second-place finishes by Bodyguard.
Here comes Big Thunder running faster as their fuel is burning off. The boat is becoming lighter. We look at fourth in stock, the Barracuda.
And currently running fifth in stock is S33 Boathouse Power Broker. Scott Grant's on board with Robert Nunziato.
And sixth in class, the S45 MFW Racing, Chris Kirby, Lance Vincent. To educate those who are not used to offshore racing, there are various classes on this course at one time. We're currently looking at the S class, Lance Vincent going by in the MFW. Each boat races their own class for an individual checkered flag.
That's correct. And in Pro 1, the leader is P70 Mercury. Paul Whittier, first time in this boat, along with veteran Nicky Cutro. They finished in second in the first race. Now they have to beat high-risk P71, which is Brett May and Richard Felsen, by 23 seconds to win. And currently, he leads by just over 30, so it's very tight.
If he holds that pace, he'll win. Utterly fantastic leader in Factory 3.
For the crowd, here's officially the largest ever to witness SBI offshore. One of the biggest SBI fans is the mayor of Key West, and Jim caught up with him a little bit earlier.
Jimmy Weekly, the mayor of Key West. Mr. Mayor, thank you for having us to your wonderful city.
Well, it's a pleasure having you here. We look forward to you coming every year. This is the 19th year that the Superboats have been here, and we appreciate the racers coming, and we also help with the economy quite well. From the restaurants to some of the local charities benefit as well.
And the city, of course, benefits too.
The city obviously benefits from the sales tax and the promotions of the event itself.
If you haven't been here, then you owe it to yourself to come on down to Key West.
Oh, what a place it is. I love coming here. And we come here, Jim, not once, but twice a year. I like to come here more often. Oh, what a surprise we have on the waters. Big Thunder is past Granbuoy and now is the overall leader. Can he hold on to the lead? We'll be back to see.
Welcome back to Key West and the Cigarette Superboat World Championships. I'm Jim Hendrick along with Stan Lane. Let's recap for you now racing action that has happened in other SBI classes.
Well, Jim, turning back the clock to the first day of competition, the start of the race for Offshore B, Manufacturer 1 and 2, and Production A, and it was quite a start. The most dominant boat of the day, and really all year long, has been Instigator. This boat right here is a fountain boat. It's got twin 750 horsepower racing engines, and this boat just literally flies through the water.
Joe Stroh and Peter Meyer, they streaked their way to an overall victory, while the action in F2 was incredibly intense, as the top four boats were never more than seconds apart.
A rough ride on these choppy seas for the guys at F2-30 Mikosuke Indian Gaming Boat.
And the F2 winner was the F2-15 Fountain.
Great ride for that team Fountain Boat. In Factory 1, the race was dominated by F1-2 Ultimate Warlock, a 29-foot single-step boat. Great job, but it was hotly contested all day long.
Yes, they contested very hotly with Kryptonite, who finished overall second. In Production A, Extreme Stainless Marine. Oh, they were the fastest boat on the water, only to suffer a mechanical failure.
They were letting it all hang out. They were on the ragged edge all day long. That gave the win to A-11, the Extinguisher, Anthony Perry, and of course, Gary Guido.
So the boats lined up for the second race. The leaders overall in Production A, Extinguisher, and the rest of the fleet. In Sportsman B, Instigator, the points leader. In Manufacturers 1, the leader, Ultimate Warlock. And in F2, the Fountain. These were the results of round one. We're now in round two of action here in Key West. There's good news from Cigarette, a special edition boat Stan found out.
One of the owners of Cigarette Racing Team, the offshore legends, of course, Jack Cawasso. And Jack, Cigarette has been so successful over the years on the offshore circuit. And what you've learned out there, you've applied to your production boats. And speaking of production boats, one of the most desirable boats that everybody's talking about, they all want one, is the new Playboy edition. Tell us about that boat.
Absolutely. At the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show at the end of October, we announced with Playboy a limited edition boat. We're going to be building 12 limited edition Playboy boats to go along, correspond with the months of the year, and Playmate going with each and every one of the boats. And we've taken what we've learned out here on the race course to make the boat faster and safer and put the plushness and the Playboy name to it and make it a win-win situation.
How will that Playboy edition boat compare with your Factory 2 racer?
It's pretty much the same way. It's going to be a twin-step configuration. What we've learned out here is to make these boats go that much faster, and it's a 35-footer versus the 38 that we race, but it'll be pretty much the same type of boat.
The ultimate boat, and as far as I'm concerned, the ultimate magazine, it's a marriage made in heaven.
Absolutely, and there'll be a lot of bells and whistles inside to go along with it.
Back to the start of the small boats, second race, and once again, Instigator burst into the lead.
This boat just has tremendous acceleration, already just showing its stern to the other boats in the fleet. We saw incredible action, Jim, all day long.
And you're looking at an incredible start with Instigator in the lead in round number 2 aboard Team Lazera.
Gene Weeks, of course, on the throttles, and Dick Lazera not on this boat anymore. He's got some titanium plates in his face now from that mishap in Deerfield, and his spot being taken by Matt Monnier.
Out of the back of F2-1 Cigarette, Jack Cabasso, Phil Lipschutz. Getting a rough ride. Look at those guys bounce.
And you can see just how close they are in Factory 2. The exact same horsepower, the same drive systems. It all boils down to hull design, a little bit of racing luck, and, of course, skill.
The overall winner and Sportsman B champion, Instigator, takes the checker flag, and he is the world champion for 1999. Let's go down to Stan Lane in the Instigator winner's circle.
Team Instigator, your winners in B class, and guys, let this sink in. I'm going to say it. World champions from 1999. Way to go, Pete.
It feels great there, Stan. 2 years in a row, it's just a great feeling.
Production A, Extreme Stainless, the winner for 1999, champions in class. The top 3 boats, Extreme Stainless, No Limits, Bat Boat, only 10 points apart, very close.
Double the other day, and our goal today was to check out and try to laugh everybody, and we were able to do it, and luck went our way, and we took it home.
It was a dominating show of horsepower in Factory 1. Ultimate Warlock won on both days. Tremendous job for Team Warlock. That's a little fast little 29-foot boat. Jim was in their camp earlier, and they are certainly happy.
Andy Biddle and Lance Henriksen, the winners in the F1 class. And I tell you guys, you look really excited.
Yeah! Woo! We did it. We're excited. We the Ultimate Warlock just really ran like a top. We're really excited. We had a great running group today, and the team was working perfect.
And in Manufacturer 2, F2-15 also pulled off a sweep after a closely fought race all day long. Roger Osley, a good old North Carolina boy, was certainly glad to be champion.
We just kept looking left and right, and we tried to cut them off if we could, and David had them hammers down, and the old fountain boat pulled us through.
Back to present racing, and here's the top 10 with Big Thunder, John Brew on Ice, Alcone Motorsports, the top 3. We'll be back at Key West after this timeout. Welcome back to the fun spot, Key West. And out on the course, the racing action is getting oh so tight. As the Trambuie runs in very close quarters with the F-36, utterly fantastic in pursuit of the leader, Big Thunder. Whoa!
Whoa, a little too close for comfort. Don't be swapping gel coat there, gentlemen.
And there's the Big Thunder. He's trying to chase as he makes the turn to the left. He's trying to catch Big Thunder. He's going to haul it all out.
This is just tremendous SBI action. You couldn't ask for any more in a world championship.
I have seen so many world championships here at Key West, and this one, and round 1, equally as exciting. I've never seen a better race.
Well, you've got big water, you've got big crowds, and you've got just perfect weather. You couldn't ask for any more, as we said. You know, This race, Jim, the World Championship, it's so special, and people come from all over the world to be SBI World Champion.
What's so special about winning the World Championship SBI style? Well, prior to the first round, we went around the camps and we asked the drivers.
Well, the World Championship is like the Super Bowl of offshore racing.
We're very proud of the 3 world championships we've won during our racing career. You know, my kids talk about it, my friends talk about it.
In the national championship, you get a whole season to chip away at points. Here you got to run flat out almost for 2 days and put the equipment back together to become a winner.
This is where all the greats have been, where they've got all their glory, and this is what we want, more glory.
Well, the only world championship that we really feel you get your speeds in the rough water is here in Key West. When people think of a world championship, they always think of Key West.
You can win a lot of races, but when you win the World Championship, that really means something.
I can't explain the excitement, the thrill, the whole deal. I mean, Key West has been terrific, and I could not love it.
The key word is competitiveness, and competition is here today on Key West like any other World Championship race. Earlier, Stan had a chance to talk to the Navy base commander in the pit area. He was on hand with his staff and enjoying the race.
Joined by Captain Scott Scooter Johnson, commander of the Naval Air Forces here in Key West. And this venue, Scooter, gets bigger and better every year in a big part because of the Navy.
Yes, sir. This is the 3rd time I've seen this race since I've been down here. It is getting bigger and better. It's a great day down here at Key West. It's a great day to be in the Navy at Key West. Naval Air Station Key West supports all aviation on the East Coast, and we absolutely love doing this for the powerboat races, and I appreciate what they do for the sailors down here.
U.S. Navy, the most powerful Navy in the world, and these SBI powerboats are the most powerful powerboats in the world. It's a marriage made in heaven.
It is a marriage made in heaven. You know, I flew fighters. I flew Tomcats. Supersonic at altitude is great, but when you're going 120 on the water like this, just spectacular.
Big Thunder leads, but the Drambuie stand is really making a charge.
Well, I've just noticed that they are really trimming this boat out high. They're cutting the pin so close. They're trying to make up time.
The Drambuie coming into the harbor, heading toward turn number 3.
You can see Forrest Barber's hands fighting the wheel. That means the boat's getting a little bit flighty, Jim. I mentioned it. They're trimming it out real high to get the maximum amount of speed as they head into this turn. And oh my goodness, he almost spun. He almost lost it. Watch out for that channel marker. Ooh, good Lord.
Oh, you talk about a thrill ride, they're getting it, but boy, this is where the competition is. He's trying to catch Big Thunder. He'll do anything he can to do it.
Well, they came so close to biting it right there, I tell you what. But they pulled it out and did a good job of it. Switching up now to one of our helicopter cams. And speaking of helicopters, well, Reggie Fountain, who owns Fountain Powerboats, is Matt Alcone's eye in the sky. And Jim caught up with Reggie a little bit earlier today.
Matt says, I'm sure I'm going to hear that southern drawl here. Get on it, boys, if you're going to get on it from the helicopter.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be up there trying to help them along. But, you know, the real job's done by the guys in the boat, Matt and Jerry. And Matt's probably got the best throttlman in the world there with him with Jerry Gilbert. And so I'm going to say, Jerry, you got to go do some more, buddy, or you can take it easy.
Well, Reggie's an offshore legend, and another offshore legend is Al Copeland. This is one of his boats, twin turbine powered, and he comes here every year. He throws one heck of a party. Well, we have parties every night here for the Worlds, but Al Copeland brings all of his toys. You see about a dozen Boss Hoss V8 powered motorcycles. He brings his cars, his Lamborghinis, his Mercedes, his Ferraris, and we had about 4,000 people here at this party. There you see his beautiful 120-foot yacht where Jim is on board with Al.
As a former world champion driver, do you miss it?
I miss it completely. If it wasn't for my spinal cord injury, I'd still be out there. You know, I would be. But the point is, I still have my boat. And my race boat makes me satisfied because it does 173 miles an hour and blows everybody away. You just got to have the right water. It's great.
It was great. A great time for everyone. And it's just another example of what makes coming to Key West so much fun.
Beautiful racing, beautiful boats, and certainly beautiful people.
We'll be back with beautiful boats, beautiful people, and beautiful Key West in just a moment. Welcome back to Key West, where Big Thunder's lead is fast shrinking.
Look, we've lost one. Lost the motor? Yeah. Lost the drive. You got to stop to get out of gear, or that's what's pulling it down?
They've got problems aboard. It looks like it probably is the gears or something. He said something shut down. Did you hear him?
Yeah, I did. They've lost one, but see, Big Thunder has 3 more to go on, and Drambuie's also getting everything they have, as is this boat, the Fountain Alcone.
Fountain Alcone is back in 3rd place, but charging fast. This is going to be a race to the very end till that checker flag drops. 4th place, Sloppy Joe's, Art Gerard, and Son Mike, the father and son team.
That number 1 on the bow means that they are national champions. Will they be world champions? They have to pick up some speed. And oh my goodness, trouble here, Jim, for WHM Motorsports. Joey and Pressure back there lifting up the port side hatch, and I see some steam. They'll need to get that thing restarted.
Let's look at the stock class leader, S1 Haviline, Alan Butler, Wiley Nagler, doing very well.
Second in class, S69 Bodyguard, Al Fayula, trying to make up some time, but so far unable to do so.
3rd is the Prime Code, Doug Kelly, Gary Below.
Oh my goodness, they almost lost it that time.
In the Pro Class, P70 Mercury currently tied at points with 2nd place, P71 High Risk, and earlier we talked about strategy with Rick Felson of the P71.
Strategy today is to stay 1st, 2nd place, right behind Nicky or in front of him, finish the race, and let this baby retire pretty soon.
Between the P71 and the Mercury, it's going to be decided for overall speed combination. Frayed Knot, Team Jaguar, going back.
Attrition just claimed that boat too. Who are in turn 3 now, Drambuie on ice. Forrest Barber, Johnny Tomlinson. They pulled up, Jim, on number 10, Big Thunder.
Oh, look at this race inside. It's the Drambuie pulling right side, deck to deck with the Thunder. Oh, my goodness. Inside the cockpit, let's listen.
Yeah, we're dragging a drive.
Well, Bob Morgan's son to drive. Meanwhile, Drambuie is coming alive.
We have a new leader. Here's your top 10 board as the checker flags are waiting. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Key West and the SBI World Championships. And what a view these race fans have from out on treacherous turn number 1.
And treacherous it is, as Drambuie is still in the lead, but he has to increase his lead over Big Thunder by 39 seconds to win.
And despite his problems, Big Thunder is running hard to keep up, making a bold move across the wake of traffic.
These little guys. Go ahead. Where are you going? Go ahead, just do it.
Oh my goodness, he almost hit that stone
Get
wall.
the outside, that's where I was going. Good job, good job.
Jim, that was close.
Let's take a look at it. Let's see how close it was. Here's Big Thunder coming up on the inside of the Haviline and between the Haviline and the stone wall. Slow motion. Take a look. Whoo, he don't miss it by much.
Big Thunder letting it all hang out on the line now with just 3 drives in the water, 3 engines powering this boat. He's still doing very well.
That's where we got to make it up. This is the last lap? Yep. This is it, buddy.
You know, you heard it, Jim. They summed it up. This is it. It's do or die. It's now or never for Big Thunder. They're letting it all hang out, but they got to be careful.
Let's check out some other action in offshore sea. C1 Dunkin' Donuts. Look at that. And the C7 Bull on the beach are deck to deck and mostly out of the water.
And they have been all day long. Another seaboat here being passed by a Super V leader, Popeye. Great action.
The Drambuie is running hard as they head for home, but is he far enough ahead of Big Thunder? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm trying to watch my watch and watch the race as we speak, and Drambuie all over the place, bouncing around. You see that boat, how loose it is.
Whoa, he comes completely out of the water. Lands pretty good, though.
Slow her down. Let me turn tight.
Back inside the Big Thunder. They're giving it a shot.
This is turn 1, of course. They go up the wall. Oh, my goodness, Jimmy's lost it. Ooh, over top, upside down.
Holy cow, our onboard cameras have caught the drama of the moment. The Big Thunder is upside down.
Let's watch it one more time from on board. The boat trimmed up very high. They're dragging it dry. The boat gets loose. It starts to spin. It's sliding. It hooks a chine and barrel rolls and goes right over upside down. Oh, an amazing shot. The inboard camera's still working. The diver just rescued Keith Holmes. What a shot.
Well, the crew is out. They seem to be okay. Nice work by the SBI rescue teams. They were on the spot as always. Safety is first and foremost with John Carbonell and this SBI gang. You can bet on that. But the boat is badly damaged, and what a battle they gave today. You can see the crew swimming to the rescue boat. They are A-OK. And that is always good news, and what a valiant effort these guys had today in trying to win the World Championship. They went all out in battling with the Drambuie. And meanwhile, the Drambuie leisurely comes home. The checkered flag is waiting, and it is the winner, Drambuie, for 1999.
And the beautiful playmate, Brooke Richards, of course, waving the checkered flag. What a beautiful sight that was for the winner.
Meanwhile, on the course, the salvage crews have put lines on the number 10 Big Thunder Marine. And our camera inside is working as number 10 floats up. That camera continues to work. Here's the results of round 2. Drambuie and Ice, the winner. WHM in Superboat Limited restarted and won today. Popeye is the winner in Super V. USA Team, Muscle, etc. In Modified Heavy Metal Racing is the winner here in round 2 today. And as we look at the rest of the results from today's action, Dina Carbonell and her crew are totaling up the points. We'll be back with the overall world champions in a moment. ESPN Speed World coverage of the Cigarette Superboat World Championship has been brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key West, come as you are. By the Cigarette Racing Team, the offshore legend. And by Entertainment Coaches of America, the preferred coach of the stars. Back of the dock, Big Thunder has been towed back. It's underwater partially, but it's still floating. Let's go down to Stan Lane.
Bob, Big Thunder Marine Extremely Special was looking so good. They were all following your lead, but then what happened?
We lost a crash box or an outdrive in like 9.5 laps, and we were running on 3 engines and keeping our 38 seconds. Drambuie had to beat us by 38 seconds, and we were keeping 10 to 20 seconds. And on that corner out there, we'd slowed down, did everything right. It's just one of those racing things. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's just what happens. The safety equipment and the way they make you teach the dunker, take the dunker test and all that, I mean, it was really an easy deal.
Were there any injuries at all?
None. No injuries whatsoever. Keith's fine. I'm fine. The divers were right there. The guy even towing the boat in, he was perfect. I mean, other than turning over, we were on cruise control all day, run 5,500.
Here's the 2-day totals, and in Superboat Drambuie on Ice, with race 1, race 2, total points, they are the champions and the rest. Now let's go down to the winner's dock.
Drambuie on Ice, your winner in Superboat and winner overall. Johnny, they say hard work pays off. In this case, you guys busted your buns. Hard work paid off. Congratulations.
Yeah, it always does. The guys behind the scenes, all the crew, everybody involved, just put a heart and soul effort into this and made my job real easy today, and just my hat's off to them.
Forest conditions were tough out there, just like round 1. You guys laid it out on the line today.
Well, we knew we'd have to push really hard, and thank goodness that the team pulled everything together to get the boat back in the water. It was really an incredible effort from engine builders to the glassmen to John in the cockpit. So I owe it all to the team. They're incredible people to race with, and we just thank God we're here.
Your world champions in Super V is Team Popeye. USA Team Scarab came in second. Jim's in the Popeye docks. Great job, guys.
World champions in V-class, guys, great race.
Thank you very much. It was a tough event all week, but the crew did a great job. Dominic did a fantastic job driving, and we're just happy that it's over now.
Dominic, was it rough out there for you?
It was kind of like a washing machine out there. It's amazing how the water can get that way. It just comes at you from all different angles, and the boat handled great and really happy.
WHM recovered today to win round 2 and win the overall World Championship. Let's go down the stand.
WHM Motorsports cooked it all day long in Superboat Limited. Billy, great run out there.
Yeah, it was a nice day. I'm really happy to be down here, and you know, Key West is the place that you want to come to win a World Championship. You know, we came here last year. We took our first World Championship in open class. We came back this year to do a defending title. We did it. We're happy. That's all I can really say.
A huge field in offshore sea. Bull in the Beach, though, wound up world champions. They did a great job, hotly contested class, and Jim joins their camp now.
World champion C-Class, Bull on the Beach. Now, guys, you got to be flying high. When do you come down?
Oh, I hope not. Not till next year. We should run right through the whole year in this high. It's great to win a World Championship here in Key West. I'd like to thank Bull on the Beach, Phil Houck, Motion City, Maryland, our sponsor, and John Carbonell of Superboat.
All right, Ron, when do you come down, and how important is a World Championship over a national championship?
World Championship is definitely a stepping stone for us. The competition here in Key West is much closer because there's people from outside the U.S., not just within the country. So it becomes a very competitive race out there, as you saw today.
In modifieds, heavy metal first, defender second, 2 good days of action.
Your modified world champion, heavy metal. Hurley, this was a heavy hitter all day long.
I'll tell you what, the boat ran real good today. Water was light and nicer today, so we had a real good ride. Just went out there and had fun. It was beautiful.
Pro 1 could not have been any closer. Look, the exact same point totals. It came down to top speed. Mercury Racing won. Here's Jim.
13-year drought, but it's his 3rd World Championship for Nicky Cutro and the Mercury team. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I tell you what, it's a great way to come back. I haven't won one in so long. It's been a long, long time. Couldn't have did it without my co-driver, Paul Whittier, and I had a lot of help on Wednesday with Paul Hanna, who filled in for him when he couldn't race.
Primeco, the winner in stock class, Bodyguard second, Haviline third, and the rest of the fleet are world champions. Let's go down to Stan Lane.
S-Class winners, and they are indeed world champions. Primeco. Gary, you got to be happy. You got a big smile on your face.
Yeah, this has escaped us a couple years in a row, but we came here to win it this time, and you know it was just our turn.
The water was very rough out there, Doug, and these little small cats, you guys are catching a lot of air.
Yeah, we were, but we got the trimmed in, and we just did what we had to do to get out in front of those guys and keep it there.
Factory Class 3, Team Boathouse first, utterly fantastic. Team Yahoo Racing, that's the way they finished. Let's go down to Stan.
Factory 3 winners and world champions. That's got to sound very, very good to Team Boathouse. Larry, you've been here since 1988. This is your first world championship, but you've come so close. This has to be extra special for you.
Yeah, very, very much so. It's a great year, and with Team Boathouse and Ed Fleming and Joe, it was just a sweet year.
After the race at the Hilton, to the accompaniment of a corps of Scottish bagpipers, the national and world champions were honored.
Oh, it certainly capped off a great season of SBI racing.
Stan Lane, nice working with you for the 3rd straight year. I'm Jim Hendrick. It's been fun. Until next year, so long. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.